Brought to you in part by Susan Shoup at Exclusive Realtors, servicing northwest suburbs, west and south Chicagoland, including Will and Kankakee counties. Hey, welcome back to the shop. We are going to talk about the tradesman today. We're going to do the overview of everything I've done to this truck. Um, this is a tradesman Warlock edition. It has TRX wheels on it with 1.5-inch Bora wheel spacers. They are steel spacers. Um, this truck comes with a factory 1-inch lift. I added rough country front lift springs and struts to make up for the winch that I added. So the Warlock package comes with the lift, like I mentioned, 275 70 18 Duratrax, and it comes with the Uconnect 5 with the Apple CarPlay and fog lights, along with the hands-free for your phone. It comes with the skid plates for the transfer case, steering gear, also tow hooks, which you would think comes on these things, but it doesn't. Not I've seen somebody that actually they just have little plugs there that like the grill with nothing there. Also comes factory rear locker. This one comes with 321 gears, which is fine with me. I've towed that trailer over there without any issue. This truck does come with regular halogen lights, but I have upgraded them to the night edition LEDs, which is a night and day difference. It's awesome with those. I did add a front camera to it that runs off of an aftermarket rear view mirror. There's an Apex 12,000 pound winch with Swarf Works hidden winch kit that's behind there. So no, that is not just attached to the bumper. There's actual big steel frame behind there holding in that winch. So it's kind of like a power wagon. These are the rough country SF1 fender flares. I needed the 1.5-inch wheel spacers to get this TRX wheels to sit flush with the side of the truck. Also added these tow mirrors. These are Mopar tow mirrors. With the Taser, I can get running lights working with this, no problem, at nighttime. I did add these Mopar side steps, so it was a quick bolt on for that. These three items right here, the ram bar with the tonneau cover, which is an X4 revolver, and this rear spoiler that's on the tailgate, all came off of the TRX I owned before this, and I think it adds some cool looks to this. I also added these LED tail lights. Now these are not factory, but they look pretty close. The Warlock package comes with blacked out exhaust tips. I added this as a Amp Research rear bed step. This does not have a spray and bed liner, so I did add this bed rug along with adding the factory lighting for the bed, and I did add these rails too. These are also Mopar parts. Also, as far as the exhaust goes, all I did do was add a muffler delete, which was about $150. So it's a perfect sound. I'm not saying it sounds like exactly like a TRX, but it's pretty close. Also inside, I added a little bit of trim pieces. We did add here some red gauge faces from US Speed. That's called Daytona. This does have a split bench, so you can flip that up and sit somebody in the middle. Not that that'll probably ever happen, but nevertheless, that's an option. Also, I did add the buttons for the garage door openers. I also added the trailer brakes, all factory stuff here. And I don't know if there's any performance gain, but I got added this Ram airflow box that comes on the, I believe, on the RT models or the Sport. I don't know what the model it is, but what I do like about it is you eliminate the big giant air box here. So if there's something you want to add here, you can. Also, the Ram in red, along with these tow hook covers. I may paint them, I'm not sure yet, but for now I'm satisfied with that. Another look through here, there is crazy amount of room over here. I was able to locate some red decals on eBay. It's a known, I've had it for all the other trucks, no issues with peeling or anything like that. I also added this glove box. It used to just be like open, like there was no door here, and this was just a flat surface. And then I had to add this trim piece, but now I have this, and I did find someone on SD that made this to fit inside of there, because this used to say Laramie, because this was brand new out of a Laramie. Actually, I don't think it was brand new at never installed, but it was for a Laramie, so I was able to pull that off and then replace it with this. Also, I added these door sill protectors. Just people dragging feet or whatever, it's gonna rub on that instead of on the paint. Also inside, I did add LED light bulbs to the front and rear interior lights. And I do have the kits to put the Mopar fog lamps in here, which are more horizontal and not round, but I got LED bulbs for these and they're awesome. So I don't think I'm going to change it. You know, I kind of like that they look round, but they are super bright, and I don't know that it's necessary to change them out, but I do have the bezels to change out these fog lights. Another thing I was able to add that's factory is the remote start, which we can hear the exhaust too. All that was needed to do for that was I went on infotainment.com. I bought the kit. It came with remotes for the remote start, but I also was able to buy these here, which adds the tailgate drop too. So the tailgate drop is already there. It's a feature already there. It's just that the remote don't have the button. It won't work. So I also bought two more remotes that added the tailgate feature so that I could add it. So I have a total of 5, because it, or did I might have just bought one. I can't remember. I think I bought one with the tailgate button. So I have 2 that came with the truck. I have 2 that came with the remote start, which I can, you know, remote start it with the fobs I got from them. But I also bought this extra one here. I had to go to the dealer to have them program it. So that wasn't a big deal. It took them like 30, 40 minutes or whatever. But I was able to add factory remote, and I also was able to go on Ram Connect, and I got it added to the truck so that I can use my app, the Ram app, to start the truck from anywhere. So it all worked out good. Another thing too that I added was a 33-gallon gas tank, because the stock one on this truck was 23, which the range was like barely 300 miles. So now with the 33 gallon tank, we're talking between 5 to 600 depending on how you drive. That is another thing that is harder to find one with the larger gas tank. So, I just made this truck my own, I guess. So, but that was definitely needed because when I tow, I don't want to be having to get gas all the time. So, that was like a must-have, and it was, not that expensive. Like I gave the grand total of everything, and it just wasn't that bad to buy the lower model truck and just make it the way you want it, because everything was actually fairly easy to do. There are also two more things. Is I added a block heater, which is about $100. Not that I 100% need it, but you know what? In the winter, if you plug it in, the idle is a lot lower when you first start it up, and it doesn't use as much gas for cold starts. Um, and the pack brake oil filter relocation kit to move that oil filter out from the engine so that it's way easier to change. So, what do I think about having this truck versus, say, what I had or what I might have bought? Well, this truck versus TRX, to me, honestly, the only difference is the ride, which is basically like the TRX in sport mode, where the TRX you could soften it up by pressing a button, or the speed. Obviously, this thing runs like say 15, and my TRX ran like 12.3, 12.4. So yeah, there's that. But really, other than that, driving it all feels the same. Like because I wasn't always flooring it in that truck, so it's not like that was a big difference. Now, there's quite a bit of a savings between buying. This was a pretty good deal because I got it for, I think it was 48,000, and it was quite a bit cheaper. The other one up, trim level up, was 64, and it still needed stuff. Like the one for 64,000 didn't have the off-road tires. It didn't have the factory lift. And I know that don't sound like a big deal, but the factory lift's enough, So there's that. You would have had to put a leveling kit on it, and then you don't want to go cheap with that because they ride like crap if you get the wrong ones. And then it had street type tires on it, which there's 2-3 grand right there. That truck did not have side steps. It didn't have a tonneau cover. It didn't have any of that. So I would have had to add all that stuff. So there was quite a bit of a savings building this Warlock the way I wanted it, because it had more of the, I don't know, rugged type stuff on it. Now, adding the TRX wheels, I already had them on the shelf, so that was like a freebie. But, the other black wheels that came on it, they weren't that bad. I didn't mind them, but I had these, so I just wanted to do it. So, in the end, I do say miss a blast with the TRX, the quarter mile once in a while, but I wasn't driving it like that all the time. So it's really, no big deal there. But now on the flip side, this thing has the transfer case, other than the model up when I was talking about, that's like a clutch 4-wheel drive, where this is the older, well, I don't know, you could call it older school style, where it's direct. You put it in 4-wheel drive, it's in 4-wheel drive. There's no clutches applying. It's engaged. So this truck has 2-wheel drive, or 4-wheel drive, or 4-low. So by having it in 2-wheel drive, now compared to the TRX, you're more freed up. It's better for mileage. But versus the other one, it's just, I guess, a less of a wear item. Now, this one came with the locker. The other up model just came with a limited slip. So if I wanted to add a locker to that would have been a bigger deal, Now, the only one thing I might think, which I wish this truck just came with, is the 392 gears. Now, you can get the front diff and a ring and pinion for the back. I mean, I could do that. I'm not sure if I will yet, but it's a possibility. I mean, I don't think it would be too hard to do that. That would probably be the only thing. I'm fine with the 321s, but you know, 392s probably would help a little bit. But if there was anything, that would be the only thing from here that I would change on that truck. This thing's pretty much got everything that I would want in it, so I'm happy with it as it is. Don't know that I'll do that or not, but now a Pro Charger might happen. Um, it's just something I can't help, but maybe I might do it, not right away, but maybe next year or something. I might think about it. Um, that will pretty much get me where the TRX was, I would say, because this truck is quite a bit lighter than the TRX. So, but you'll know all about that if that happens. So that's what I got. So this is, I would say, one pretty good looking work truck, if you want to call it, since it's a tradesman. So I'm very happy with everything. It gave me a chance to do some work. So, and make some videos for people that want to maybe add one of the things that I put on here to something they have. So please like and subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one.